So a few days ago, I uploaded this video talking about every hidden change in Year 10 Season 1. That video was a lie. Turns out there are more hidden changes and details in this season which you need to know. So I feel like it's only fitting if we all comment Kudos for missing this stuff in the original video. But I won't waste any more of your time, let's look at more hidden details and changes in Year 10 Season 1. Okay, so this first one is an unannounced addition to the competitive packs. The items that were previously in these packs are still there, but there is now a new addition, this time for Frost. If you don't know, competitive packs are packs you can open with competitive coins, and to get those coins, you either get them as ranked rewards at the end of each season, depending on what rank you get, and you also get them from the Siege Cup. So there are a bunch of different aspects to this Frost bundle. You of course have your headgear, you have your uniform, there is a weapon skin for her SMG, which I'm going to talk about in a minute, and there's also a weapon skin for her primary shotgun as well. She also has a player card portrait, a player card background, a drone skin, and finally a charm. They went the full shebang with this Frost bundle, but of course you have to get each piece individually. Now the reason why I wanted to focus on the weapon skin a little bit is because if you go to the inventory menu for these packs, the weapon skin for her SMG is classed differently to every other weapon skin. Now I don't know if this is a bug or not, because this is classed as a seasonal weapon skin where the others are not, so there is an implication that the Frost weapon skin will be limited time, presumably for this season. That is just a presumption based on it being in a different position. If I'm being honest, I think this is simply just a bug and the weapon skin is the same as all the other ones and will be there going forward. Just keep in mind though, I have no proof of either side of this. I just thought that would be worth mentioning just so you know. But me personally, I feel like it's a bug that it's in the wrong section. But yeah, overall quite a slick bundle in my opinion. I really like the skins which are in the comp packs. Okay, so the next hidden change which came in this season comes to the reinforcing animation. I've definitely noticed this one, you've probably noticed this one as well, but the animation for reinforcing the wall is slightly different. It's a bit of a blink and you'll miss it change, and if you don't play the game very often, you probably wouldn't have noticed this one. And I don't know how to necessarily describe it, but it looks like there is more weight to the reinforcement. Like, it's such a subtle change, but it feels like the operators are putting their back into it now when they're pushing that reinforcement up, whereas before, it kind of seemed like they were doing it with a bit of ease. That's probably a bad way of explaining it, but when I'm playing it, that's how I feel, because you've got that little shove that happens. And yeah, not like the old animation was necessarily bad, but this one definitely does feel just updated and newer. But let me know your thoughts. Have you felt a difference with this, and do you like it? So, fun fact, did you know that Glaz got a nerf this season? Specifically with his weapons, Iron Sight. If you now use Iron Sight on Glaz, this little bit at the back, which has always been there, is now seen when you ADS. So instead of you just having the front Iron Sight as your reticle, I wonder if this is intentional, because remember, Iron Sight grants you faster ADS time. So maybe it's to make the Iron Sight a little less viable compared to the other scopes, because of course if you do run the Iron Sight, you are getting that faster ADS on Glaz. And listen, I get it, if you're aiming down the sight, that bit at the back would be in your peripheral vision, it would be in the way. But will people pick Iron Sight now that this is taking up a lot of the screen? I'm honestly quite doubtful. But yeah, if you're someone out there who played Glaz a lot and loves the Iron Sight, I'm sorry to tell you, it's different now. The next change is something I'm pretty sure I was one of the first people to find when this season was on the test server, and then I completely forgot to put it in my season video. But basically, when Mozzie now hacks a drone, there is a big red indicator above that drone itself, letting you know that it is hacked. And when I did see this on the test server, I didn't know if it was a bug or not. Which I know I sound like a broken record, but that's somewhat kind of the issue when we have a lot of hidden changes like this, is we don't actually know what is intended and what isn't intended. Because sometimes, even if stuff is intentional, they'll just be completely omitted from the patch notes. So then we end up in a situation like this, where we don't know if this is a bug or not with Mozzie's cams. But I will say, regardless if it's a bug or not, I like it. I think it could be toned down a little bit, but I definitely think we do need to give players more indication that a drone is hacked by Mozzie, and I'm talking about on a friendly defender side of that, because we know people who maybe don't play as much and maybe are they're playing in quick match and stuff like that, they're going to see a drone and they're going to shoot it. And it's just going to lead to a lot of frustration for you as the Mozzie player. But I do think if we are going to let you and your teammates know if a cam is hacked by a Mozzie, we should maybe just put a little Mozzie icon above the drone, just a little low transparency one so people can look at it and go, okay, that's a friendly hacked Mozzie drone. But then, of course, to an attacker, it just looks like any other drone, so they can't tell unless they ping it, I guess. And I'm currently editing this video, and I've done some testing with this, and thank you to these guys in casual who helped out. But your teammates cannot see this icon, only Mozzie, so maybe it is a bug. Take a look. Got one over here by Visa. Do you guys see a red dot above this one by Tuping? Is there like a red circle? No?
Nope.
Okay, then it's probably a bug for Mozzie then. Because I have another one hacked over here, and I can see like a massive red dot over the top of them. So if you guys are saying you can't see it, I'm probably going to assume it's a bug.
Oh.
But let's move over to a change which we know is intentional, and that is the brand new menu animations for Thatcher, Twitch, and Bandit. Now, fun fact, you may have seen the one for Twitch and Bandit on my page months ago, seasons ago. That's because these were on a content creator build, I think for like Operation Twin Shells, or maybe it was even New Blood. But I did play an early access build for one of my videos where it did indeed have these animations for Twitch and Bandit. Heck, maybe it even made it to that season's test server, I can't remember. But then it never went to the live build for that season until today with Operation Prep Phase, where we have the Bandit and Twitch animation with an additional one, Thatcher. Now, I'll always say I really like these animations. It gives more character and personality to the operators. It's better than them all standing there looking blankly doing the same position. I think they are really cool, and they've continuously updated a bunch of them over the past few years at this point, giving them all animations, and I assume their end goal is to give every operator a new unique menu animation, which is really cool. Considering the fact as well that every brand new operator also gets a unique animation, even the ones which are remasters. Of course, Blackbeard got a brand new one with his hull adaptable shield. The recruits both got their own little unique animation, and now they're going back and updating a bunch of older operators as well. It's not game changing, but it's just these little details which I love, and it just overall adds to the polish and atmosphere of the game. I'm excited to see what ones we get in the future. Also, Kapkan traps are just working very weird. To begin with, the laser which shows when you place it and then goes away is a lot more bigger and clearer, which is fine, but disappears anyway. But sometimes you'll also place it and it will show the complete wrong team color. Again, it has no effect other than that, but I guess worth knowing. But there's something here that actually makes Kapkan traps kind of easy to counter right now, and that is when a trap is placed, there's just a glowing dot of your team color beside the Kapkan trap. And I'm pretty sure what this dot is it's meant to be like an LED on the trap itself, implying which team owns it. So the actual dot is misplaced. It's meant to be on the trap, but for some reason its placement on the x-axis is just way off. So that means if you are peering around a corner, you can actually see this dot in the middle of the doorway, letting you know that there's a Kapkan trap there. I know I sound like a broken record, but this is pretty clearly a bug. Someone said in my comment section that bulletproof cameras feel smoother to place down. I guess I can kind of see that. There isn't that little shake animation when it drills into the wall. But yeah, worth noting, I guess. Okay, so many people mentioned this next one in my comment section. I have a slight feeling that this isn't intentional and potentially could be a bug, but basically what this is a lot of gadgets no longer have a prompt animation for when you can and can't place them. So what I mean by that is, with a breaching charge, for example, typically if you are looking at a location where you can't place a breaching charge, your operator will be holding it back. But if you are looking at a location where you can place one, your operator would then put the breaching charge forward, implying to us as the player that you can place it there. With the new season, that's not really the case. The animation doesn't change at all. If this is intentional, I don't see why they would do this. Of course, this isn't just breaching charges. This is pretty much everything. Glenny made a really good video going through all of this. I'll link that in the description and I'll show a little bit of it here. Make sure you sub to Glenny. Really great guy. But yeah, I just don't see this as intentional, especially with all the stuff that Ubisoft do to help new players understand how the game works and understand when they can play something and can't play something. I don't see why they would remove one of the biggest indicators of that. I have a feeling that this is a bug, but so many people have been mentioning this in my comments, so I felt like I should address it, that this is a current thing in the season as of the time of recording. And also on the topic of the whole animation issue, which we talked about with gadgets, deployable shields also seem to be held a bit differently as well. I don't know if that is true to this issue with the animations, or they have just changed how deployable shields work when in hand. I will say from a third-person perspective, the shield is held in front and center, so it's sort of equal both sides. But from the first-person perspective, your operator kind of holds it to the left, so just keep that in mind. But it does give you the prompt when you can place it and when you can't place it. So I don't know if they're just working on all the animations in the back end. I mean, we did get repel animation changes in Deadly Omen, and now we've just had reinforcement animation changes. There's a high chance that they could be updating pretty much every animation in the game, hence why some of them may be not showing a prompt when you can and can't place it, for example. A lot of it could just simply be involved with that. Also, ranked rewards now no longer include the headgear, which was available at the gold rank. Bit of a shame to see that go. That was only there for like 3 or 4 seasons anyway. I'll also show off the one which you got for last season if you hit gold. This is the Rook headgear. Pretty cool. But yeah, that is now no longer showing in the ranked list. I also haven't hit this stage yet, but hopefully I do. But you do get a reputation background for hitting the highest reputation, as well as the one below it. So esteemed is on the left and exemplary is on the right. So make sure you're all good boys in all chat and be nice to your teammates. So also, someone asked me if the gadget color update applies to the elite gadget skins as well. Yes, they do. And so everyone, that is hopefully every hidden change and detail in Operation Prep Phase of Rainbow Six Siege. If you still think I am missing something, be sure to drop it in the comment section below. Be sure to drop a like if you did enjoy, sub if you haven't already. I'll catch you all in the next video. Have a great rest of your day. I love you all. Peace.